Have you ever asked yourself why I clap?
I know why I clap.
This
Was
is
a couple of ways.
this is ILNL, and I know it looks a little different, but we'll see how this works out. Welcome to ILNL. So Chico has grown a bit since last time we've seen him. No, Chico's out handling some things. So chair number 2 is occupied by Chris today. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, I am good. I am doing well.
Cool. So let's do this thing.
Okay.
2-person ship. All right, let's see. So, oh, I need to set this up. Yep. Okay. So, starting off, and let's get rid of that bottom banner. That looks a bit grody. There we go.
Mm.
Yeah. So, Johnny Hardwick, the voice of Dale Gribble
Yeah.
from King of the Hill, passed at the age of 64. So this is sad news, not just for the fact that there's a loss,
Mm-hmm.
but in the scene of animation,
Mm-hmm.
this is a big blow to what would have been the reboot
Yeah.
of King of the Hill.
Yeah.
So let's just get a couple questions out the way,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can get into the Texan and his work.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to start this thing off is, do we see a King of the Hill reboot continue with the loss of a major character like Dale?
I don't. Yeah, that's because Dale. I don't know. Like, could somebody else imitate that voice? Like, we're in the days of AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the days of AI. So, um, it's possible. It's possible still.
Would you want that?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that because it's animation and like granted, yes, the spirit of the character. Yeah, we definitely, you know, for a while people are going to be looking for inconsistencies and is the AI up to par? Is whoever doing the actual voice is he up to par? Like, what's it going to look like? Um, Yeah, I think it could be done. I think it can be done. Like technology, the way technology is fast forwarding, I think it's possible. Yeah.
So this has me thinking about a couple of things. It has me first thinking about Boondocks with
Mm-hmm.
John Witherspoon passing,
Mm-hmm.
and his son JD didn't get the role to continue the grandpa character from Boondocks, and apparently they hired some other voice actor who was doing an imitation of the character, and to this day we still have not seen
Any
Boondocks.
product of Boondocks? Nope.
Right. So on the whole thing of recasting, um, I don't know how I feel about it. It really depends on the product, but this is one of those iconic. Sorry about that. This is one of those iconic characters in animation, especially during the time if you were watching things like Rocco's Modern Life, um, uh, of course, The Simpsons. Um, I can't remember some of the other like adult-ish cartoons that was on Fox at the
Mm-hmm.
time, but um, like this was a staple show
Mhm.
with established
Like we
characters.
still watch it to this day. Like
Yeah,
I still watch it on Adult Swim. Um, I'm not gonna say who else watches it, but there are sometimes there are kids. Kids are still up to date. Or yeah, they know about King of the Hill.
yeah. The whole thing of AI, if they were to use like software to take on the character, I'm a little iffy on that.
Because the worry is, what else? Who else can they replace if somebody else? If someone's not filling someone's, uh, what can this lead up to? Can this lead up
It's a
to?
bunch of
It
that.
can be a slippery slope.
It's what happened with Archer, where
The
and
mother.
yeah, I can't
Hmm.
remember the name of the character, but with the actress that portrayed that character, and then she was on her decline, and then she passed. They would use clips of her voice before it just got to the point where they're like, we got to write her out.
Hmm.
Um, like this is one of those things where it's like, okay, well, the character is so cemented in the world of King of the Hill.
Hmm.
Is it okay to just say, we were going to do a reboot, let's not do it, squash it?
No, because I mean, in this, we have to understand like real life as adults. As kid, like as adults, we understand like people need to work. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
And though the character is iconic, and of course, right now we can't see anybody else playing Dale Dribble. We can't see anybody else. We can't see another fourth person. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, we can't even see Nancy marrying anybody else. Heck, even John Redcorn. Like,
right.
we can't even see them two getting married. Um, but I mean, a lot of times you can't see it until it actually happens.
This is it. It also has me thinking of like the Cleveland character from the Cleveland Show and Family Guy. Sorry about that.
Hmm.
Just want to make sure I take care of this while we're doing this so this doesn't interrupt us while we're in conversation. Tip for everybody: don't get old, because then you have to do stupid things like, pay attention to your health with apps. So,
The theme song of Weird Science is playing in my head. I can't sing it, of course, because
yes,
we can't do those
because we can't do
things.
those things. Yes,
But yeah, Weird Science
yeah,
plays in my head right
but
now.
I just I think about how like we don't have Cleveland in Family Guy currently because the person who played the character is still alive, well alive. But the whole thing of um, certain people of certain races shouldn't play characters of other races ended up taking out one of the coolest characters in animation. Like the actor hasn't passed. So now we're in a different situation where the actor has passed. Like I was thinking of Miss Krabappel, the character in The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
She passed. They wrote the character out. They did not continue the character.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for the lawyer that was played by the SNL alum. I can't think of his name right now. I more so know him from Blasto from the PlayStation game.
Mm-hmm.
But Hartman, I think is his last name.
Okay.
They wrote out his character. Like certain things is like you have more than enough. You can probably continue without that character and don't
Mm-hmm.
skip a beat. But this is like a
Like
staple character.
you didn't really see an episode without Dale being in it.
Yep. So I'm a little on the fence. I want to be open to technology because I mean that's how we got Tupac at Coachella, but even that is still kind of
Cringed.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I say give it a try, and you know,
And And what would be the thing that says we got to pull the plug on this? Like that's the part that I would want to avoid.
About pulling the plug
Like
on Family Guy period. Yeah, not Family Guy, on
King
King
of
of
the
the Hill
Hill,
period, or
you reboot King of the Hill,
mm,
you bring in the AI voice, and then the
mm.
fans react to it negatively. Then what? That's a
I
lot of
mean,
time,
so
money, and energy you put into it.
what are you going to do? Are you going to just, end the show, or are you going to, no shade, write the character off?
That's why I'm like, well, why don't we just not do it? So it'll be interesting to know what you guys
But
think.
it puts people out of work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
I
like
mean, well, I'm not trying to be cruel of what I'm about to say, but right now they're not working.
Skeletor has entered the building, ladies and gentlemen. Skeletor has entered the
Just
building.
pay the people. Just pay the people. That's all I'm
Like,
saying. Pay the
I
people.
mean,
I empathize with what you're saying, and I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm just looking at it as the reality of it right now is that like this is not just some like off written character that you could bring in once in a while. Like this is a staple character.
so are
And if
you?
someone were to come in, and sound like everyone's gonna just harp on that and kill all the careers of anybody else because this person sounds like but is not like. And
So,
that's a bad thing.
but it's still operating off of nostalgia. Like, granted, nostalgia is what wants people to have the show back, right?
Right, right.
But nostalgia, like, nah. I say,
You say give it a shot.
give it a shot. Let the people work.
And then if it flops, they gave it a shot.
They gave it a shot.
Okay.
Versus sitting there and be like, no, for the sake of, don't touch it. Like, if we said don't touch it, like, heck, you wouldn't have, and people still fought that, The Little Mermaid. You wouldn't have like a lot of these.
I don't know that I would put Little Mermaid with a syndicated animated sitcom. Like if you
Yeah.
went with something like say Family Guy
Was it Futurama?
or Futurama,
Futurama. You got Futurama.
which just came back.
I mean, and do we have all the original voices there?
I haven't watched, so I don't know, but I believe everyone came back.
Hmm.
I am not certain.
Mm, I don't know. I say,
Oh,
I say, give it a shot.
I hear what you say, and I care for the actors to not have them set up to fail. That's just, and they probably would work out perfectly fine. It's just nerds, geeks, whatever you want to call them. We have the power to destroy, which is a very unfair thing for people that are working in the business.
And we also have the power to create.
You either build or destroy.
So, what would you rather do?
Until we meet again.
Skeletor, ladies and gentlemen.
Moving on. Talking about people putting people in bad situations. Baldur's Gate has finally launched after being away for 15 some odd years, if you even play those types of games at all. And they came out swinging, saying, we are dropping a full game and we're not trying to nickel and dime you with microtransactions and have to require you to be on the server in order to play our game and all the things that has now become commonplace for these types of games, AAA titles, where it's big budgets, big work, and they wanted to deliver a full experience.
That keep the consumers in mind.
And it's shaking up the industry.
I mean, oh, good old Destiny 2.
So we were talking just to, talk about things, and Destiny 2 came up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mind if I jump out real quick on that?
Go ahead.
Here's where I have a little bit of a disagreement.
Okay.
Small one. Destiny was meant to be a 10-year game. So the whole thing of them doing nickel and diming with microtransactions and all the other things that they do, cosmetics and blah blah blah. They kind of fell into the model of pay as you play. I'm having a hard time putting them in the same space as, say, a Diablo. So I throw it on you. Like, you see where I'm coming from on this?
I do.
I know it's picking hairs or pulling hairs or
I mean,
whatever.
my whole
Yeah.
thing is just like shake up the game. You know what I'm saying? Be a model for like that keeps the consumer in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, and inspire other game developers to create full games versus like you getting part of the game and then like, oh yeah, we have this too.
Yeah.
You have to pay for this, and then when in actuality, like we all know, many of us, we buy things. We're sold on being the first to have it, right? Or
Yep.
get it in as soon as it comes out. Because it's just like, you seeing other kids play with a toy outside. You're just sitting here outside looking in. Like, compare that to now YouTube. You're watching somebody play with it online or do a gameplay online or game review online. And you're just sitting there watching, like, I wish I could play. And, and I just like, that's what the comparison is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You seeing people play with a toy and you're like, I want to play with a toy too.
And yeah, we're kind of trained to buy and collect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
From
So
back in the day and all that.
So with that being the case, it's like, yeah, get it. Oh, that's what I'm saying. So yeah. So then a year later, two years later, 3 years later, like now a $60 game is now $40 with the ultimate. What is it? The ultimate or the deluxe edition. And this is like, and you sit back, you're like, you're $40. I paid.
Now on that, and I don't Skeletor me on this. We paid to make the ultimate because we were early adopters.
What?
Hear me out. And I'm not rooting for this model. It's just I'm thinking out loud. Like the whole thing to make that collection version of the game where it has everything in it some 1, 2, 3 years later. Like if we didn't pay in the beginning and during the time that they were making all these things, there wouldn't be this ultimate version at the end.
Lies, Fairy Tales, and Conjured from Hell. And the reason why I say that is because it came out. A lot of these things, they came out. They already had the ultimate, like they come out. Main game or, such and such.
Some games.
Most games now.
Some games.
Regular game.
Yeah. And like some like a deluxe or expanded or
What's
something.
expanded?
Yeah.
Deluxe, ultimate, gold. Like, bruh,
Yeah.
stop playing in my face. Because the thing is, they know, like, if like 9 out of 10, like real live gamers, unless you do your research, you're just kind of like, I'm not going to pay $20 or $30 for a hat and some shoes
Right,
or this other thing, some cosmetics.
Right.
But then again,
depends.
I see somebody with a hat. I see somebody with shoes. And
they have a special limited edition gun. I just got to get it.
And I got to get it. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, gun doesn't do anything. There is no HP difference. There is no defense difference or anything like that.
Buff.
There's no buff. It's just cosmetics. You know what I'm saying? Oh, then there's the early access.
Yeah, you might get to play a couple days before, like Madden. Get to play 3 days before it launches.
Which means if you don't do that, then like, okay, it really doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because what is it, Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah.
I'm just
that
like,
game's been out forever and they're still
dog, and I'm like, so when are we going to start? Because it's like there's a season pass, pass 1, season 2.
It used to be a complete game.
Right.
And then they paid for development to expand the game over time. So, okay, how about that situation where you did buy a full game, and rather than making a Rainbow Siege 2, it's Rainbow Siege, and now they're giving you incremental updates to the game, expanding the life of the game.
Like, isn't that well? That's what Wisconsin is doing, right? That's what Destiny 2 is doing.
Because it was a 10-year game. So I'll say this
So, what do
much.
you consider not a full game?
What do I consider not a full game?
Mm-hmm.
Something that's been released recently? Is that what you're asking me?
It could be something released recently or
Okay,
that.
Street Fighter,
Okay.
because I'm currently playing it, so I'll go with that.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. So these games that come out that don't have the complete roster day one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, if you want to get Akuma, who's coming out in 2024, you got to buy the pass for it today. That's a problem for me. On the opposite side of that, Mario Kart 8. The game was complete. You bought a full game. And then they're like, for $25 more, we're going to add more stuff to it.
And the thing with that
That's
is,
increasing the value
but
of it.
they also gave you the online access.
Yeah. So
The package, the expanded package with it. So it was like,
So-
this is something you're really going to pay for already. So yeah,
yeah, so then that's where I'm like, it depends on what the situation is. Like if something's already made, it's full, and then they decide that they want to go ahead and bring more life, give more life to that game, so you get more enjoyment out of it. That's a different situation
Right.
than we gave you a base game, and then there's different levels of access from the base game, and so that's kind of.
But the
where
thing
I'm
is,
like,
how do we really know?
and there you have it.
How do you really know? What was it? Was it Injustice? Is it Injustice?
Mm-hmm.
Injustice 2. How, they kept adding different characters and things of that nature.
Yeah, like they added the turtles later on,
The
and
Turtles.
Terminator,
And it's like,
Rambo.
did you already have this?
Well, some of this stuff I think they developed later. Like, I don't think there was a plan for them to put
Right.
turtles in.
Whereas
or
with Mortal
Rambo.
Kombat, there are these question marks there.
and
the
that
only
tells
way
you
you
that
had
there's
access,
something. Yeah,
and the only way you're gonna have access to these question marks or to the puzzle pieces that are just like, it feels like there should be something else here to make it a whole rectangle.
yeah.
But maybe it's just that, and all of a sudden, oh, you get RoboCop, you get
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yeah.
Yeah. So in the case of this with boulders, I truly admire a company that is putting in the time to build a big game, and they're like, day one, here's your game, fully baked.
I
ready
like the
to
fact
go.
that there's no online access.
And no
that's needed.
online anything. Like,
You can
the only
literally
online is if you want to play someone.
Mhm.
Not you have to be online in order to play the game.
I hate that.
Me
I
too.
hate that so much because it's like, yeah, I got a Steam Deck to play games on the go. So what you're telling me is, if
You
I'm
can't
on the
play if
road,
you're on the road.
right? If I'm riding shotgun or I'm in the back seat,
Yep.
and I pull out the Steam Deck, it's like, oh, we'll let you play, but you don't have online access. And only
Right.
you can get online access is if you get a,
Like a hotspot.
a hotspot. It's like, come on.
Yeah. So good on you for making Boulders 3, which is a fabulous game. I'm having a blast with it. It is very heavy. Like, I still don't know everything that I'm doing right, but I know that in discovering all these things, it's just going to be fun to just get into it.
And mine is downloaded as we speak.
And you're working on it. So, moving into the next thing. Do you like him as Captain America, or do you like him as John Doe? Well, you get him as both. Twisted Metal dropped on Peacock, and I have to say, I like Anthony Mackie better as John Doe than I do as Falcon.
I like them both.
I'm
like
not
them
saying
both.
I don't like him at all as Falcon or Captain America. It's just he was so funny in this. He was
is.
hilarious in this.
Yeah.
So those that may not know, Twisted Metal was a game that was released on, I believe, the original PlayStation, and moved into the series of PlayStation 2 and I believe PlayStation 3. They took all that material and made a comedy, action comedy ish thing on Peacock, where we follow a character, someone we don't know because they don't exist, named John Doe. So funny. And his exploits in the world that is Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal, yep.
So, the whole thing, the whole series dropped, so you could binge it if you wanted. They're half-hour episodes.
Not half hour.
You sure?
Yeah. It's like,
I'll bet you $1. All right. We'll report on our next show if they are half-hour shows. Oh, you're gonna look it up now? You're gonna settle it while we're doing this? Perfect. Okay. Instant dollar. Love it. So yes. So first impressions. What did you think of the show?
I loved it. So how can I say this? I've played Twisted Metal before, right? I don't know the backdrop, like I don't know the storyline. I just remember playing it, and I remember the clown with the
Sweet
ice cream
Tooth.
trucks. I remember Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. So
Not Sweet Tooth, but I think Sweet Tooth is his vehicle. I think he was like Nichols or Nick. I can't remember, something with an N.
God daggone it! I owe you $1.
Owe me $1. Yes, I got $1. I got $1. I got $1. Hey.
You can sing that?
Huh?
Can you sing that? It's not a real.
I'm not gonna say what show it is, but
yeah,
I think I'm fine. Yes. So
they were so it was well, the reason why I didn't pick up on it being in 30 minutes because it was so fulfilling. Like it didn't feel like
it just happened.
Yeah, like it was because like I had enough time to watch. Like I think I stopped in an episode because I don't want to tell you like how many episodes there are, but I stopped at an episode and I was just like, you know
it's
what?
on the screen how many episodes there is.
Oh, green. So I stopped the end of episode 6. No, it's 10 episodes. 10 episodes.
10.
So no, I stopped at episode 7, and I'm like, I still want to watch. I want to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let me hold off.
Yeah, to answer your question on the backstory, it kind of resolved itself in the last episode. I'm not going to give it away to have it on camera or anything like that. But if you watch that last episode, it pretty much explains the whole storyline of Twisted Metal.
True.
Like the games.
I remember.
Yeah. So I loved it. I loved it from the very first episode because there really wasn't this world building in Twisted Metal. It was you're on the scene, you pick a vehicle with a person in it, and you go out and you attack other people's vehicles. That basically was the game. It was roller derby, not roller derby, but a car derby thing. When you smash up cars.
What was the name? It starts with there's a game called. It starts with a W.
Wreckfest.
Wreckfest.
What you're thinking of? Yeah. It's basically that with guns.
Yeah.
Guns and missiles. But with this, it was a story, and it was funny. It was charming. It was witty. Like there was a childlike quality to Anthony's character of him discovering things where you were on that ride with him.
Yeah.
And if you lived during that time, everything was funny because he just played into all the tropes of like the 90s.
And those writers were great. Like whoever wrote this, they did an excellent job. So yeah.
So let's give it a star system. 5-star. What would you give it? 1 out of 5.
4.5. Simply because like I could say 5. I'm not gonna be that guy.
I give it a 5, and I'll tell you the exact reason why. When you have Will Arnett singing the thong song, That's just beautiful. Mwah. That was it for me. The voice of Batman doing the voice of Sweet Tooth, singing the thong song. That was the creme de la creme for me.
Mm.
And no spoilers. That's episode 1, people. So you get that right as soon as you start. So, well, no, episode 2. Sorry, watch the thing. It's fun. All right. So the last story to end this thing out. It's happening again, people.
I'm
Price
so
hikes.
tired of these
Price
snakes on a
hikes.
plane. It is so, oh my God, I'm so tired of it.
Disney and Hulu, which is all a part
Oh
of the
my
same
God.
company, they are about to give us options to pay more. Do
And
you
then they
like your?
just do this.
Yes.
Netflix just did this, like
Yes.
by $1.
Yes.
It's almost like they're doing this twice a year. I know they're doing this twice a year,
So if you love your
if not
Disney
more.
characters and you love your offbeat television, that's all owned by Disney, which just fired a lot of ESPN people. You could pay for the privilege to be like YouTube and pay to not have some ads and whatever else they're going to add to it, to the price hikes. So I can already tell you are ecstatic about this. I could see it. It's written all over your face. You don't have to
Say a word.
A word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but this is horrible.
I'm so over it. Like,
I'll say this, and this is not defending them. I know that the whole cable company deals that they did back in the day, like Disney's and Showtimes and whatever, they made
honestly,
a crap load of money. And then when you make the decision to go out and make your own version of those things, independent of the cable companies, you got to make money somehow.
you know what?
But
Like, I'm starting to question. Go ahead.
but when the level of service and the quality of the content doesn't match the price points once they start increasing, then it's like, what are you paying for?
And at this point, I'm just like, I'm really considering. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm considering going back to cable.
Say it ain't so.
First of all,
Ooh.
shut up, Chris. No, I'm not.
Think about it.
Because this happens. It's all things Christopher. Hulu, Disney, Netflix, Amazon.
Yeah.
I got a student discount for Peacock, so now Peacock. Like my mother has Peacock, but I got it because like it's even cheaper under my name.
Yeah.
Am I missing any? HBO. Well, no, I'm
now
sorry,
Max. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not missing any.
I think that's all the big ones.
That's all and I'm all in my name.
That's a lot more than cable.
But
well, it depends on what
but what happens is, family profiles.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's the big and that's the thing. This is like for you to sit down and do this, but you're sitting here trying to quote unquote crack on password sharing. It's like you're taking more. You're taking but charging more.
Yeah. So I don't have nearly as many subscriptions combined between me and the missus that I'm like, we have to have this. Like some of the stuff is like, it's nice to have it for the content it has. Like for Paramount, they have Beavis and Butthead. You watch that, good to go. You can, take it off if there's nothing else to watch. For Peacock, we saw SummerSlam because of the whole WWE deal with Peacock. So that's kind of cool. But when you think about it, you're paying for cable, you're paying for internet. You need the internet in order to get through to the streaming. Like, it adds up. It adds
I
up a
mean, the
lot.
only trade off for me is like, yeah, with the internet, like due to my financial status, I pay $10 a month for internet.
And in that, you're getting like high speeds, or you're getting enough for you to be on the internet,
I'm getting
or
enough.
in between.
Like I don't know. I think it's in between. So put it like this: I have, well, I don't game as much as I used to,
Right,
right?
right,
But um, but I have, I have the gaming, the gaming consoles. Um, I stream. My mother's streaming. My brother streams. A lot of times, all three of us are streaming at the same time,
right.
and there's no interruptions.
Yeah. So it's
So
steady enough for you
it's
to be able
steady
to do
enough.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wrapping up on this, I know you're not happy about it. Are you okay enough that if you have either of these services, you keep it? Are you satisfied enough to keep it despite the price hike?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, the thing, I don't know. Like, granted, I'm never bored, right?
Yeah.
I'm never bored, but I don't know. Like right now, like I'm paying for. So the package that they have us in is you can't just get Disney and Hulu.
Yep.
You have to get Disney, Hulu, and
Yeah.
ESPN,
Yeah. Hmm.
and then I think Discovery is up there
No,
now.
Discovery got absorbed with WB, which is a part of Max. I don't know where Discovery sits now, to be honest.
All I know, I don't watch sports, so I don't need ESPN. So I need you to give me an in between. Like if I want all three, okay, cool. Let me get all three. If I don't want all three, just give me my Hulu and my Disney Plus, and I'll be fine with that. Like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, I understand the need to do it. Do I feel that Disney needs more money than they have? Eh, I think the mouse has done pretty well for its lifetime. So there's that.
and still is.
And still is. Yeah. So with that, we can go ahead and call this thing a done wrap show. So the next show that you see, I can go ahead and tell you exactly what it's going to be. You're going to catch us hanging out at the agricultural fair. So we might even get to see a pig race. So let's see what happens. So with that, for Chris,
Peace.
for Chico, Tunisia, Kristen, I am Tim. Thank you for watching and listening as always. Of course, with all the socials, you can find us on I Love Nerd Life everywhere. And with that,
This is ILNL.
check you guys next time.